Good evening. I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor, and it's currently Friday, July 24th. It is 7 o'clock, exactly on the dot here. And I want to do today's daily recap of events that affect the way you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Now, the question for today is, did you survive? How was your week? Okay, I'll get to that in just a few minutes. For now, we wanted to touch base on the current COVID cases because, again, that's the biggest thing that's been affecting the country this entire year, basically. Big time since February, but it had an effect in January. But as of February, it got everybody's attention. As of March, there was nothing else to talk about. So right now, the current COVID cases are over 4 million right now. Hit 4 million yesterday for the first time. Right now, there are 4,091,000 cases right now in the U.S. Okay, that's up about 64, almost 65,000 since yesterday. It gets really interesting really quick. The total number of cases, okay, that have actually recovered is still sitting around 30%. Total number of cases that have died is basically still at 4%. The deaths right now, as of yesterday, actually today, were still 145,063. That's how many people have died, okay, total, okay, from COVID so far since this got started. As of yesterday to today, another 1,000 people have died. Right now, California took the #1 spot this week, outstripping New York. Right now, current cases in California, 431,000 cases. They're up another 6.6 cases, 6.6 thousand cases since yesterday. The deaths right now in California are at 8,200. 8,208 people have died total. Another 110 since yesterday. New York is second spot again, but you know, California hit 431,000 cases. New York, who was in the news, #1 spot for months, is at 410,000 cases right now. They're up 735 cases since yesterday. Their deaths right now are at 32,596. So since yesterday, only 2 people have died in New York State overnight since we spoke last. So whatever they did, it must have worked. Okay. Florida's at #3 spot. Texas is at #4. New Jersey's at #5. Illinois is at the #6 spot. Georgia's #7. Arizona's at #8. They have not been having a good time. Massachusetts is #9, and Pennsylvania is back up this week to #10. Now, things just continue to heat up, and there's more and more people that are starting to realize that COVID is sort of serious. And as the cases rise across the country, they're starting to open their eyes a little bit more. Okay, right now, okay, 6 months into this continuing mishandled disaster, and 3 months after New York State became the epicenter of the nation's coronavirus outbreak, the White House's own coronavirus task force coordinator, Dr. Deborah Birx, said that the country is now facing 3 New Yorks. That got people's attention. Okay, 3 New Yorks. Dr. Birx called upon the American people to behave responsibly during the Today Show interview that she had this morning, and said that everyone should assume that they have the virus in order to protect the underlying health conditions of others that are actually in more vulnerable groups. Now, the U.S. has had more cases than any other country, okay, surpassing 4 million cases right now, just yesterday. And less than 24 hours before she appeared on the program, just 15 days before, they reached the 3 million mark. And in 15 days, we picked up another 1 million cases. Now, Dr. Birx said it was important to change our behavior now before the virus is, able to mount a resurgence in places like New York, where the spread has really devastated the hospitals in late March and April. And I'm certain you remember the news at that point in time. Okay, Governor Cuomo was crying out desperately. He needed more ventilators. He needed more staff. Okay, the staff was getting burned out. They had pictures of refrigerated trucks outside of hospitals because they were overflow. The morgues were too busy. The morgues were full. They're putting dead bodies in refrigerated trucks outside the hospitals. And that's what happened in March and April. They've got that under control at this point in time, but now those things are happening in other parts of the country. Now, right now, okay, New York was a state with the greatest, okay, number of cases until Wednesday, when California actually surpassed New York's virus case count with more than 400,000 cases on Wednesday. Now, for about 3 months now, New York has also held a record with the state's largest single-day case increases until Florida broke it in July 12th with 15,299 cases. Now, right now, okay, we have right now what are essentially 3 New Yorks, as Dr. Briggs has said. We're really having to respond as an American people, and you should be, calling for masks and increased social distancing to really stop the spread of this epidemic. Now, Dr. Briggs also drew attention to the 4 states that have emerged as the coronavirus hotspots over the last month: Arizona, California, Florida, Texas. Okay, Arizona lags behind the other 3 in terms of number of cases, with 152,000, almost 153,000 reported on Thursday. But Florida and Texas each had more than 360,000 cases confirmed on the same day. Now, earlier this week, President Trump said during a coronavirus task force briefing that the outbreak in the U.S. was likely to get worse in this country before it sees any improvement. Now, according to Briggs, okay, the scale at which the situation declines will depend directly on how the next hotspots handle the virus. Until you see that explosion, it's hard for people to understand how deeply you have to clamp down. Okay? And that's what she said when she called out, okay, for the next set of cities, so where we see early warning signs. Because if you don't make the changes now, you're going to become another Phoenix. Now, it's interesting to note that, again, a lot of places just blew this entire thing off because they weren't affected. And if they weren't directly affected, they assumed it was all fake news. That was all broadened by the administration blowing this off continually. January, February, and March until April, when they get semi serious about things. Okay. And all the commentary on Fox News blowing this thing off. Now, right now, as the U.S. continues to report, okay, new cases, they surge in several counties and countries in Europe, and after they've already battled the virus earlier this year, and they appear to have their outbreak under control. And when asked, why is the U.S. still reporting outbreaks 3 months, and just New York just exploded. And Briggs said that the task force had learned a lot in that time, and extensively rising infection rates can't really affect the area's population. Basically, she didn't have much to say. Okay, why, after 3 months of New York getting beat up with this thing, why people didn't pay any attention, and why now the cases are spiking all over the place, and now people are slowly starting to pay attention to things. Okay. Now, it's hard to believe what goes on these days. Now, Briggs also emphasized the importance of wearing masks and practicing social distancing and avoiding mass gatherings, all of which she said were key tools in bringing the outbreak under control. Now, that really brings me to the question for the day. Okay. Did you survive the week? How'd you survive? How was your week? I mean, it's been a busy week. The COVID numbers have jumped dramatically in places that just a month ago were basically saying it was all fake news. And as the numbers continue to rise, so did the hospitalizations. And the chances are that you now personally know someone that has been affected by COVID. Of the states that reopened, most are now delaying or actually scaling back their reopenings at this point. At least 30 states now require masks along with a number of national and regional retailers. The ridiculous debate that exists on masks is still not quite over. The governor of Georgia is suing the mayor of Atlanta because she instituted a mask policy that the governor took a week to bring a state promoting. However, even with a large number that die, okay, there's diehard people that, we're never going to require a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. It's my right. People are pulling my strings. Okay. Even those people are starting to recognize that if you want to open the economy, you need to wear a mask and social distance. This is becoming increasingly evident now, even as the president says it's the patriotic thing to do. Now, the Associated Press put out a piece the other day that shows how populist leaders have fared with the COVID situations in their countries and why. I mean, it's an interesting read, and I'll post a link to it later on when I post this video. And after I finish the show, it'll be on the Facebook also. I'll post a link. It's a very interesting read. Now, the president has said and continues to send more unidentifiable, troops, wearing wartime camo, federal Secret Service police, some of which are reported to actually be private contractors. Another term for that is mercenaries, in the U.S. cities that illegally pick up peaceful protesters off the streets in unmarked minivans and then hold them without due process in undisclosed locations. You didn't think that would ever happen here in the U.S., but it's happening right now. The unemployment numbers right now top 1.4 million this week. That's basically 18 weeks, over a million a week, for a total of approximately 53 million people that are unemployed. Just the actual new claims. There's actually a higher number that are unemployed. Those are just the new claims. Now, the Dow started this week at about 26,500. And after a few up days during the week, it's ending just about the same place it started. As the extra unemployment stimulus checks are about to run out at the end of the month, and other protections are about to expire too, the Republican Senate just can't come to an agreement inside their own caucus about what to do and how much should be in the next stimulus bill. So they're up against the wall right now, trying to figure something out. And they're leaving for the weekend. The Democrats already passed their HEROES Act 2 months ago. They're ready to go as soon as the Republicans figure out where they're at. Okay? They haven't come to an agreement yet. Now, the president and the administration are still pushing to open in-person classes for schools in just a few weeks. They're doing this even as cases are surging. Hospitals are seeing record numbers in new areas, and they're starting to get overwhelmed. And the president even canceled major events for the RNC that he had moved to Jacksonville, Florida. Now that's canceled. And as a private school that he sends his own kid to is going to be restarting, but with remote learning only. And the president still has no response to Russia putting bounties on the heads of American troops or their ongoing interference with the current elections. So, did you survive the craziness? How was your week? I mean, you really need to find some quiet time and disconnect from all the nonsense that's out there. The crazies on social media just abound, absolutely abound. And the politicians in the news, okay, they'll drive you crazy. Now, when you do disconnect, you spend some quiet time with your mind. It's an interesting thing to do. Spend some quiet time with your mind. It will be exceptionally clear to you that you're on your own. You need to take care of you and your family as well as your retirement. Now, if you're 50 plus, you already know that. You already know that things just didn't work out for years exactly the way you thought it would. You couldn't put enough money off to the side, okay, for your retirement. When you did manage to put some money off to the side, some savings, things happened, you need to take the money back out, okay, for those emergencies that came up. Now it's time to do something different, okay, because what you've done to this point has gotten you to where you are right now, age 50 plus, with an underfunded retirement account. Now, I know you may think it's too late for you and your fate's already sealed. And all you can see is that you'll be working well into your 70s and beyond just to survive if your health holds up that well. That's the way you may be feeling right now. But let me tell you, it's not too late for you. It really isn't too late for you. It doesn't need to be that way at all. If you make a decision that you will take charge of your money and your life, you can still turn things around. It's not too late. You just need to make a decision. Start a new plan, and then take consistent daily action to work on that plan. You know, I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. My only goal is to help you to get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Now, if you want help with that plan, if you really want to take control of your life, your time, and your money, so you can give yourself the best option to retire next 3 to 5 years with all the cash flow you actually need to maintain the lifestyle you want and do the big things that you actually want to do in your life, okay? Go to my site, drrousenow.com. drrousenow.com. Go there, watch the video, see if it makes sense to you. See if you think it stands some chance of helping you. If it does, fine. Schedule a call. Let's talk and see if you actually have a need or not. If I can help you with that need or not. And then 3, do we think that we can jointly work together? Okay. So go to the site, drrousenow.com. Take a peek at the video and let me know what you think. For now, I enjoy spending time with you tonight. I look forward to spending some more time with you on Monday. Again, this is Friday, and we'll start again on Monday around 7 o'clock. Thank you.